As we come marching, marching, unnumbered women dead go crying through our singing their ancient song of bread. Small art and love and beauty, their drudging spirits new. Yes, it is bread we fight for, but we fight for roses too.
Feminism, intersectionality, women's issues, and encouragement to take part in the larger discussion, all topics discussed during this year's International Women's Day breakfast put on by the Cape Cod Women's Coalition, an organization that works to help women become leaders through civic engagement.
We work together to be an agent of change, to encourage women and support women to enter public life and become leaders through civic engagement. We focus on Cape Cod. We want you to get involved in your community, whether it's in elective or appointed office, going to town meeting or another board meeting in your town, or working on an issue that's important to you. And we want to help you do that.
Cape Cod women in leadership roles urged the group to raise their voices, be heard, and be strong.
Many people have been wondering, with all of the hard work and the fighting that's been going on for hundreds of years and has been described by our women's studies professor and that was outlined by Lauren, there are still so many roadblocks and obstacles to overcome. So there's still the fact that the Equal Rights Amendment has never been passed into legislation. There's the question of Roe v. Wade possibly being overturned. There's the danger of sexual assault and harassment and limited mobility in the workplace. So we still have some of these same issues that it seems like women have been fighting for many, many years.
So what I've realized, a future that's female, I think it means those prescribed tracks that we think we need to stick to, they're being dismantled. We are speaking up and loudly. As a society, we're calling out inequality, hegemony, and structural disadvantage in a more mainstream and public way than ever before. We are sharing our unique experiences and listening, really listening to one another as we do this. It's no longer radical to step off the track. And it's no longer radical to actually even question why and how that track was there to begin with. Honor the past, but embrace the future.
The women's movement must address violence against women. And to do that, we need to dig deeper and ask ourselves why, where, when, and how it became acceptable for violence against women to occur. The simple answer here is just that we women have been suppressed and thought of as less than equal from virtually the beginning of time. That's not new information to anybody in this room. However, I think we need to look at the objectification of women and the implications that it has carried.
More work needs to be done.
I teach women's history, and it's evident not only in what I've witnessed over my lifetime, but what I've seen in my classroom over the years and as scholarship has improved, how much work there is to do and how much work there is to do on Cape Cod. And this is a wonderful opportunity to bring women together to really think about how feminism crosses generations, crosses racial and other lines, and that we need to be working together to make improvements for our region.
Well, the Cape Women's Coalition, as many, well, I could say many probably don't know, was begun about 7 years ago. A group of women, as most grassroots, start around a table saying there are insufficient number of women in seats on the Cape making decisions about the community. And out of that, what we have come to be is we understand that the first step in being involved is to be educated, to find support, and most of all, to find a place to build your personal confidence and your personal story.
It's just really important as someone who is an ally to women, as someone who's a feminist, to show up and to be in the room and to support, to be mindful about my own voice, not taking up space. I'm really interested in political participation, and I work with great colleagues up on Beacon Hill. I work with great colleagues across Cape Cod, but they're disproportionately men. Only a quarter of the legislature, of the 200 members that represent all of us on Beacon Hill, are women. We need to do better.
The annual International Women's Day breakfast was held at the Doubletree. In Hyannis, for Cape Media News, I'm Sarah Colvin.